Hi ladies, this is week 34 and the final lesson of Women of Valor. You are going to have your final large group meeting with your Women of Valor. I just wanted you to keep in mind that this is a time when you will want to really wrap things up. This is the last time that you'll all be together, your group. You'll be together for commissioning, but this is the last time in the group setting that you'll be together. So take full advantage of that. I would encourage you to be praying over this session and this time together. And a couple of things. You have not gotten out if you've not given them their letter that they wrote during that first couple of lessons, you'll want to get that out for them. Remember, in the letter, they answered questions and they set some goals for themselves. And so you'll want to get that out and have them read over that. There's a couple of ways that you can do that. You can have them get that out and read it and spend some prayer time together, or you can give that to them and encourage them to spend some time alone with God reading that letter. That letter is just a really neat thing for them to look at and see where they were 9 months ago and how God has really changed and transformed their lives in the last 9 months. A lot of times it's not what they thought God would do, because he does things immeasurably more than we could have ever thought, asked, or imagined. So remember that letter. Don't forget to give that back to them. Also, on the very last night, there's several things that you can do. In your leader's guide, it gives you several options for week 34. One of the things that we have done that has been just a really neat time for the women is that we have a hand washing. And so instead of doing a foot washing, you're going to do a hand washing. And what we do is we just prepare several basins of water, and we allow the time for women to wash the hands of another woman and pray over them specifically. We've seen God move in some really neat ways as women have done this. First of all, it is an act of vulnerability and servanthood as you wash someone's hands, but also it's a time of them being able to truly minister to that woman and just really allow God to speak through them and allow him to show them how to pray over that woman. So I would encourage you to do that. You can have a basin per small group, or you can just have the mentors wash each of their girls' hands, or you can have the mentor wash one of the girls' hands and then them wash the next girl's hands. That's really up to you how you do that. Just that I would just pray ahead of time and ask God how he would have you do that. But it's a really neat time together. So that's one thing that you're going to do. The other thing is, in the final lesson, it gives some tips of women who have been through Women of Valor and have found success after they've completed the 9 months of Women of Valor, where they continue to grow in their relationship with God. They continue to go and make disciples. They continue to minister to others. They stay actively involved in the body of Christ. And so refer the gals to these lessons. Sometimes after the final lesson is over, there isn't specific homework that they're accountable for to come back to, so they may just lay that aside. But be sure and point that out to them, that they'll want to read through that final lesson and look at just tips for continuing to be successful in what God's called them to do. So this is the last group lesson. However, you will then have the commissioning, and hopefully you've had your exit interviews, and that will also help you as you guide and direct and have an ending to this season. One other thing I really want to encourage you in is make plans for the next season. As you end this and you're with these gals for the last time, encourage them. If God's made a change in their lives, that they would share with others what God has done for them through a structured discipleship program. So have them be talking to their friends. And I would also go ahead and put on the calendar a question and answer session for the next year's Women of Valor, so that those women can direct their friends or the other women in their church, or maybe invite them to be a part of that, and they can share how Women of Valor changed their lives. So you want to continue to go and make disciples, allow these women to begin to pour into other women, and then women in your church and in your community who have not been through Women of Valor, again, you want to go ahead and plan for that next season so that they can be a part of that. I want to encourage you to just continue to pray over these women. Just actually, one of the things I'd like to do is take a picture of all the women together and then keep that handy where I could continue to be praying over them and checking in with them. And again, encourage your mentors to do the same. So thank you so much for joining me in this journey. It's been 34 amazing weeks, and the Lord bless you in your willingness to lead women of valor.